Oh my gosh, guys, right? So at work, I've been fat shamed for like a long time. So anyway, you guys were like, so what does that mean about being fat shamed? That means, well, I guess you can say pretty much harassed. So okay, so this is what happened, right? So that's this guy, right? He goes around. He's been bothering me about like just everything. Every time he comes past me, he's always trying to put me down. He's always putting me down. Oh, you're sleeping at your job because I'm tired. Oh yeah. If I'm tired, he'll say, "Oh, I'm sleeping at my job." Um, yeah, he always say something like that. He'll say a whole bunch of stuff. He'll say a whole bunch of stuff. I remember, but I remember that he actually kind of stopped a little bit when I was like, "Why you keep coming up here and passing me?" Right? Because what he'll do is that he'll go from downstairs, he'll come upstairs, and then he'll go take the elevator and then go on that side and then go back downstairs again. So obviously he's making a rotation. So I'm like, why do you keep coming up here and saying all this stuff? I had to tell him that you're jealous. You're jealous because I have a seat to sit down in, right? I told him that you're jealous because he's like he was down there standing, and he told me that because he was standing, he was about to freaking cry, right? Because he was standing, he was about to freaking cry. His eyes were watery, right? He comes up, yeah. So that's what he was doing. So basically, he didn't like the fact that I had the seat to sit in. Yeah. So it's kind of weird because it's like if you don't like the fact that I had a seat to sit in, why don't you go and talk to a supervisor and then say, hey, I would like to be able to sit down right here, um, and to be able to relax and to be able to do my job because I don't feel good, right? He could have just did that, but instead he came by me, put me down all the time. So I told him, yeah, that you're jealous. So anyway, as time passed on, he started saying a whole bunch of stuff about my weight. Yeah, actually, he really did. He started talking about my weight. He started talking about the food I'm eating. He tried to take peeks in my bag and all that stuff to see what I'm eating. Every time he don't even see what I'm eating, but he'll say it's bad. Yeah, he'll say it's bad. He was it? It's gotten to the point where that day when I walked into work, the whole entire atmosphere was weird. It was bad. And I'm gonna tell you about this, what I mean, right? So it's in the morning. It's early in the morning. The sun's not out. He's upstairs again. He comes upstairs. Um, he's not really even supposed to be upstairs. He's not because they actually told us not to walk around. So he's not supposed to be upstairs. And there was this woman there, right? She calls herself my friend, but I don't have any friends. I don't call her my friend. I don't do that, right? So the whole atmosphere was weird. He comes past me, he bumps into me, and I say, "Hey, you get some fat in your stomach." The first thing the woman says, is that you're being rude, right? So I guess to you guys, like it may be understandable that she said that, I guess, right? So the whole atmosphere seems kind of like almost like a little cruel. I don't know how to explain it, but it was just weird that day. And I guess next time I feel that way, then I won't even be in the situation. Next time I feel that way, I won't even be friendly anymore. But it just happened kind of fast. He went over there. He seen the drink I was drinking, and he seen it because I didn't have any water that day, so I had to get some juice I had in my car. So and plus at work they don't like us getting cups of water, so they they really don't, not there. So I had to just bring my juice in, and he started picking up the juice by the mouth of the bottle. Like, oh, look, this is bad. And he picked up, touched my chips. Oh, look, this is bad. And then he started saying something like, and then he started talking to her, right? And he's like, oh, it's bad. And she's like, yeah, it is. Um, okay. So anyway, you didn't have a problem. You had a problem with, you see what I mean? You had a problem with me saying something about his stomach. And then you're going to go and defend him when he said I'm eating bad food. Yeah, so pretty much, and I was just like, hey, that's the only drink I had in my car because I didn't have any more water. And I said, hey, do you want some food? And he said, yeah, so I gave him some food. And then he started talking about when you go to the doctor, what diseases do they say you have? And I looked at him like he was crazy. Like and then it's like, because it's not his first time asking me about like what sicknesses do I have or something like that, or am I sick or whatever. It's not his first time asking me about that, right? So when I looked at him, I was just like, no, I'm healthy. Like, what are you talking about? Right? So the woman over there, she's just sitting down there in the corner. She's not really supposed to be sitting down. He's not supposed to be up there. So basically, two people are doing things they're not supposed to be doing. So she didn't say anything. She didn't say a word. And so I'm kind of like seeing where this atmosphere, like, this weird atmosphere is coming from. It's coming from them. It's not coming from, it's not because it was already there in the room. Maybe it was. I don't know. I'm not quite sure, right? But yeah, that's what he was doing, right? And I said his nasty hands because, guys, the one day, right? This is like two restrooms, right? The restrooms only have like one toilet in it, so it's basically for one person, right? A few days, I think like a week ago, I couldn't use the women's restroom because somebody was in there. So I used the men's restroom right after him. In the men's restroom, it had pee all over the toilet, pee on the floor, and it had pee in the drain. Like, it looked like someone tried to aim in the drain. So he peed all over the restroom. It was him because he was the last person to use it. He peed all over the restroom. And so when he took his nasty hands and he put his nasty hands on my stuff, on my food and my drink, that was just ugh, right? And he made that comment about the disease part, that's just nasty. He says that because I'm big, right? So automatically you think, I must have like diseases. Yeah, so anyway, the day went on, right? For some reason, right? I'm a very sensitive person. For some reason, right? I think it was like a couple. No. It was just yesterday, I think. No, it wasn't. It was 2 days ago. Whatever. It was 2 days ago, right? I was drinking energy drinks, right? And then off of my second energy drink, like right after another one, I started feeling like angry, just really frustrated, full of rage, right? And I was feeling that way because there's this new person who came up there to work in the area because she doesn't want to work in another area. So she came up there to work around me. For some reason, it always comes off like she doesn't like me. And I get the feeling that she wasn't going to respect me. For the whole day, she was talking mess about other people. Trash. Just complete mess. And then the other people, they're kind of standoffish. You know what I mean? And I kind of felt like, I'm not going to be, it doesn't feel comfortable for me to even be there because I felt some type of resentment. I really did. I felt some type of resentment with those people because of this. And I guess because I drank the caffeine, like a lot of it, I guess I felt rage. And I felt like I should just pick up something and just kill them all. Like, just really do it. I'm dead serious. I felt like that. And now I know where that came from. That came from the fact that I knew that they didn't care if I was alive or dead. They didn't care about my damn feelings. They don't care about me. So I guess that came from that part of me that realized that, right? Yeah. So let's just go back, right? This guy up there, he started talking about how I'm fat and all that stuff. He started talking about how I need to lose weight, how this and that. So when he went from talking from this guy and he went to the other, I think the other two people. And when he went from talking to that guy and then we went to the other person over there, I started saying to the girl, right, she doesn't talk to me. I don't think she likes me or respects me. This is for another video, but I'm going to tell you why. I started saying, like, look, this guy, like, has been disrespectful to me. He's been saying things like I want to die and all that stuff. And she was laughing, and all that stuff. I guess she thought it was funny, hilarious, whatever. And then he started saying, oh, remember last year when you were crying? I didn't even remember that. But when he brought it up, I did then. And then, like, everybody burst out, started laughing. Her, the other person, they burst out, started laughing. And And so I thought it was weird because I don't laugh when people are crying, or I don't laugh when people are sad, or people might go through things that they don't want to tell other people. I don't laugh about that. He said, "Oh, you were crying because you're fat, because your back was hurting, your feet was hurting." And I was like, my back was not hurting. I told you my back was hurting because I was flopping down on a seat too hard and jumping off of it too hard. That's what I told you. But he tried to, because you know when you tell somebody something and then they want to use it against you, they'll use it against you in the future, and they'll even lie about it. They'll try to twist your damn words around. And that's what he said. And he's like, "You were crying about your feet hurt." And like, I wasn't even crying about my damn feet hurt. I was crying about the fact that I had to work a damn job, you know, as this position, or as this position, and then go through and then do these same things, and then I have to do the same thing I was doing my other job, and almost the same thing as I was doing my other job, and I didn't feel like it was actually accomplishing anything. At my age, I should be making more money. At my age, I should have, I should achieve other, possibilities. I should be able to, move out and all that. Well, that's all that was going on in my head, and that's the real reason why I was crying, But he's like, "Oh, she was crying because because she's fat, because all of that stuff." And then I looked at him, right? And then after they were all burst out laughing, they were ridiculing me for about, like, I think 10, 15 minutes, right? These are the same people that ask all the time, "Are they okay?" These are the same people, not the woman because she's new, but him and the other guy that was just laughing. I gave them food. I gave them food. You know what I mean? I made sure that I watch after their backs when some management comes, because management will fire them ASAP if they see them on their phones. I watch their backs. I do all this stuff for them that I don't really need to do, but they just ridicule me for about like 10 damn minutes about it. I felt so uncomfortable. I had to go to a different spot because it's like, although some aspects are funny, it's like, because it's like you don't need to really ridicule a person like that. Like I don't really understand why, but then again, you don't have to understand why. They're human beings. That's what a lot of people do. Mostly all people do that. Mostly all people are hurtful. I grew up around people like that. I know this. So what I did was, when I went to a different location, I started sitting around and thinking about it. Then when the head of the supervisor was in the same location as me, I was like, hey, I want to talk to you about something. She came back and then she talked to me about something, right? About, because I want to report him, because I'm like, if he carries on like this, then this is going to be a huge problem, right? He's going to still touch my stuff with his nasty, peery hands. And he's going to still, start making people laugh at me because I was crying. He's going to carry the stuff on. Listen, you guys are probably like, okay, so why didn't you approach him, and then why didn't you ask him to stop and all that stuff? Listen, guys, when I tried to talk to him, I was actually mad. He throw his head up, he closed his eyes, and he's like, "Don't say my name. Don't say your name," right? So anyway, he did that, right? And I was just like, I'm like, this guy, he is really fucking stupid. Like, I was like, this guy is super stupid. Like, how you gonna throw your head up and close your eyes and say, "Don't say my name, don't say my name, don't say my name," right? And for some reason, him and the girl, I'm gonna make another video about this, about her. Him and the girl, she started calling his name all day. I can hear it even when they open the door from my location, because I was on the other side. When the door opened, I hear and she just calls his name all day, right? Because it's like they bonded from the fact that they were talking mess about me. Literally, they bonded from that. So that's another type of human behavior I don't like, because a lot of people act like that. And right? So yeah, I had to report him. I talked to the head of supervisor, and I had to go to the office. I wrote something, a report. They sent me to the office. No, I went to the office the first time, but then I had to go to the office the second time, right? Because they wanted to counsel me or something like that. But honestly, I really don't care about being counseled, because I absolutely, I do not like the job whatsoever. I only stay there because I want to make money, and that's it. They shouldn't have done that. You know, and honestly, I really did not like being counseled whatsoever. They're talking about some, you know, because once you show up and all that stuff, I can't halfway remember all the stuff they said, but they said, you know, a lot of stuff that's encouraging, nice, and all that stuff. I cannot work for that job anymore. I don't want to work around nobody. Excuse me, guys, but I don't want to work about nobody under like the age of 20, 24. I don't want to do that anymore. Because they're just too immature. I don't want to be making like the little money that I'm making now. I want to be able to make a lot more money than I'm making. You know, it's just really depressing. So anyway, guys, that's it. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to tell you something else, right? So anyway, this is not the end of shift because I got sent to office the second time by the end of shift. But get this. Before the shift was over, right before the shift was over, the supervisor, he goes to the supervisor, right? I don't talk to her because every time I do, it's almost seemed like she takes other people's side. Because I guess that she don't like that talk to her. She doesn't. The people that get treated better and get treated with some type of immunity actually talk to her. But I don't really, you know, I don't really talk to supervisor, leads, or bosses like that. I really don't do that. So anyway, she comes with me and she said that, you know, she brings him to me. And then he starts lying his butt off. Talking about something, I always approach him. He doesn't just blurt it out to me. He said that I always approach him. Why would I approach him about, let's just say, my feet hurting if I know what the actual reason is? Because I've been standing up on it too long. Was it 11 hours and 30 minutes, 12 hours, sometimes even 13 hours on my feet? I know darn well what's hurt. So why would I approach him and then complain to him, and then he's being disrespectful to me? And then what is it? I guess he's trying to make it seem like I was trying to look for advice from him. But how could you look for advice from a person that's, you know, basically kind of, I don't want to say stupid, but I want to say dumb. How can you look for advice for a person that's dumb? You don't get advice for dumb people. You just don't do that. And I don't even understand, but it doesn't make any sense to me. When I told the supervisor it didn't make any sense to me, she looked at me in the face and she said, when you ask him questions like that, you open up a can of worms. I was like, but he's lying. She's like, well, explain to me how he's lying. I'm like, no, I don't want to explain to you. I don't want to talk to him. I don't want to explain to you either. She's like, explain to me. You know, she said it many times. I'm like, no. And she's like, well, I got to take his side. Well, yeah, she said, well, I got to take his side. I said, well, y'all always take other people's sides. That's what I said. That's what I said. She does. So, anyway, that's the end of that day. Oh, wait, no. Then the supervisor brought him to the office with the head supervisor and the manager, and she brought him to the office, I guess, for us to have a speech because I wasn't going to speak in front of her, I guess. I went in the office and I said, no, I'm not going to speak to him and listen to him lying like that, because guess what? Some people would be like, oh, it's just that you just don't want to listen to him because, you know, your feelings hurt. It's like, or you can't, you know, it's more than that. I didn't want to listen to him because I wanted to swing on his ass. I really did, because you don't just try to say stuff like that about people and then try to hurt them and then try to ridicule them for a long time and then try to say all that bad stuff about them or whatever, right? Because it's to the point where, you know, it's to the point where he's like, oh, I would pay for you to go to the gym and all that stuff, and you need to do this and you need to do that. It's to the point where, like, he was just saying so much mess that it's like, it's disrespectful and it's nasty, right? So anyway, yeah, I kind of wanted to swing on the guy. I really did. I kind of wanted it because I have a feeling, right, that if I'm mad enough, I will knock him the hell out. I really would, because you don't just say those types of things about people and then to a point where you go straight to their face and then you start lying your butt off and then you try to, you know, try to make sure that they, get defaced, because he's trying to cover his butt, pretty much. So he's trying to deface me by covering his butt, but it's like, it's so obvious that, you know, the person's not telling the truth, right? So anyway, that's my video of, like, what happened, all that good stuff, terrible stuff, whatever, average stuff. Bye, guys.